In this video, I'm asking the question, if imposter syndrome is a voice inside our own heads, can't we mute it? The answer is yes, we can. So right now, I'm going to give you and myself 6 ways to combat imposter syndrome. Let's dive right in. 1. Break the silence and know we're not alone. Shame keeps a lot of people from confessing to others that they experience fraudulent feelings. Knowing there's a name for these feelings and that we are not alone can be tremendously freeing. Besides, when we have imposter syndrome, some of the most important encouragement comes from realizing how many hugely successful people have built amazing careers even while regularly coping with it. Just take actress, writer, and producer Tina Fey. In her book Bossy Pants, she wrote, "The beauty of the imposter syndrome is you vacillate between extreme egomania and a complete feeling of, I'm a fraud. Oh God, they're onto me. I'm a fraud." So you just try to ride the egomania when it comes and enjoy it, and then slide through the idea of fraud. 2. We must stop comparing ourselves to others. Social comparison can often increase feelings of insecurity because it can help us focus on the things or qualities we think we lack, such as a more luxurious home or a work opportunity. Next time we catch ourselves measuring ourselves against others, we should try looking at others for inspiration, or simply try comparing ourselves to our ideal selves. Not only can this help us stop feeling insecure, but it also turns our attention inward, which may enable us to discover our own natural talents and improve how we feel about ourselves. Wouldn't that be good? 3. Share our feelings. If we don't trust our own facts, we should enlist other people. Sharing our imposter feelings with others can not only reduce loneliness, but also open doors for others to share what they see in us. We should be strategic about who we share with, though. Airing imposter struggles with peers can promote comparison and increase imposter syndrome, but venting to trusted individuals outside our professional circle, like to our mothers, can provide a more helpful picture of our accomplishments and value. I am black, triracial, gay, and gifted. If you, like me, belong to one or more minorities, it can be helpful to connect in empowering spaces and communities which can provide support and validation and empathy when navigating imposter syndrome in oppressive systems. We who belong to minorities should focus on fostering relationships which make us feel safe and in which we don't feel like a fraud. This may be easier with people from similar backgrounds. Finally, if our imposter feelings rise to the level where they negatively impact our functioning, it's smart to work through these thoughts in therapy. 4. Celebrate our successes. We who struggle with imposter feelings tend to brush off our successes. This only makes the imposter syndrome worse, though. If someone congratulates us, we shouldn't move on too fast. We should pay attention to how we respond and aim to speak more positively to ourselves and about ourselves. So we should pay attention to how we respond and aim to speak more positively to ourselves and about ourselves. Taking time to applaud ourselves. That's hard, I know, but taking time to applaud ourselves, whether we have gained a new credential or published a paper, can help us internalize our successes. We could choose to reflect on our efforts, which is a great idea, but concrete reminders are also important. For example, if we get an email with positive feedback, we should save it or print it. The accomplishments don't have to be significant. They can be little things that taken together, show us that we're incredibly competent, high-functioning professionals. 5. Let go of perfectionism. This one's hard, I know. I think that combating our perfectionism starts by talking kindly to ourselves. We need to tell ourselves we like ourselves and what we're good at. We need to write that down along with our expertise in life. We're all experts at something. And we need to ask ourselves what we're afraid of. What do we fear? I believe perfectionism is rooted in fear, or at least a part of it is. So when we battle our fears and face them, we might be able to let go a bit of our perfectionism. We should remember that we don't have to lower the bar, but adjusting our standards for success can make it easier to see and internalize our accomplishments. Focusing on our progress rather than aiming for perfection will help. We who are perfectionists have to learn to be okay with being good enough. That's hard though, I know. And when we don't meet our standards, we need to resist the urge to see our failure as an exposure. Instead, we should reframe failures as opportunities to learn and grow, which will ultimately move us toward the success we're seeking. Furthermore, it may help to release ourselves from rigid roles. For example, we who have imposter syndrome often see ourselves as helpers, people who come to the rescue. Breaking free from those roles so we can be someone who doesn't know it all or someone who can't always help can allow us to be more robust people and professionals. The good news, though, is that being a perfectionist means we care deeply about the quality of our work. The key is to continue to strive for excellence when it matters most, but don't persevere over routine tasks and forgive ourselves when the inevitable mistake happens. The bottom line is, we need to develop a healthy response to failure and mistake-making. Henry Ford once said, failure is only the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. Instead of beating yourself up for falling short, do what players on the losing sports team do, or eventually do, and glean the learning value from the loss and move on, reminding yourself, I'll get him next time. 6. Recognize when we should feel fraudulent. A sense of belonging fosters confidence. If we're the only one in a meeting, classroom, field, or workplace who look or sound like us, or if we're much older or younger than the rest, then it's only natural we'd sometimes feel like we don't totally fit in. Plus, if we're the first woman, person of color, or person with a disability to achieve something in our world, for example, first vice president, astronaut, judge, supervisor, firefighter, honoree, etc., there's that added pressure to represent our entire group. Instead of taking our self-doubt as a sign of our ineptness, we should recognize that it might just be a normal response to being on the receiving end of social stereotypes about competence and intelligence. Just because we're from a minority doesn't mean we're frauds. We who belong to minority groups need to keep that in mind. We're just as good as the rest, maybe even better. This information came from these websites. You'll find these links below this video. There's a whole lot more you can do to battle your imposter syndrome. So if you want to find out what else you can do to get rid of your imposter syndrome, I'd really recommend you check out these sites. In the name of letting go of our perfectionism, let's start by loosening this one. And what's up with the accent? Whew. Let me speak like I always speak. Let's put it down. Let's go down and let's go southern. Okay. Let me put on my glasses. Okay. Whew. So now I'm being real. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel and watch this series from the start. In 3 weeks, I'll be back with a new video in this series on intellectual giftedness. Till then, I only want to say 3 things. Thank you for watching, take care, and bye for now.